Tonight on Game Night, Nikki, Lincoln, Rusty, and myself, Dave, are going to play Victorian Masterminds, a game for 2 to 4 players, published by CMON and designed by Antoine Bauza and Eric M. Lang. So join us in our evil laugh, won't you?
Hey, Dave.
Yes, Lincoln.
Yeah. Will you teach us Victorian Masterminds?
I will.
Oh.
I don't have enough of a mustache to twirl, unfortunately. In Victorian Masterminds, we are all villains.
Oh.
Attempting to accumulate the most mayhem points.
Oh.
Each of us has our own unique, nefarious machine in front of us. For example, I have the amazing aircraft, whereas Nikki has the giant zeppelin.
You're not even going to say their names. You're the Beluga, the amazing aircraft.
I'm Beluga.
And Nikki's Albatross, the giant zeppelin. And I'm Albatross. And I'm Mephisto, the wheeled fortress. And Rusty's
Red Kraken with the fearsome submersible.
right.
So you're trying to gain the most mayhem points by the end of the game.
Yeah.
All right? A turn follows. It's pretty simple. We have 5 agents represented by these gears. All right? And you're going to basically shuffle them and stack them.
Oh, that's right.
And on your turn, you take the topmost one.
Right.
You are allowed to look at it. In fact, you are allowed to look at it on other people's turns.
Okay,
To decide what you want to do by the time it gets around to
Yeah.
you. So you don't have to worry about your blind. But you're allowed to look at it. And then you are going to place it face down in one of the 5 cities. In either London, Moscow, Paris, Rome, or Washington. All right? You're just going to place it. If, by placing a gear in that city, there are now a stack of 3 agents in that city, then we are going to resolve them. But if not, which will be a lot of the turns, your turn is over. And now it's the next player's turn. So then Nikki will place, and then you and Rusty and I will be looking at my top one. And when it comes back around to me, I can place again in the same city if I want. Or here, but when you place a gear, when Nikki places a gear, she can place it in any of the cities, including stacking on top of me. Okay. All right? When a third gear is placed, I call them gears. I guess they're agents, but they're gears. When a third one is placed, let's say, Lincoln, you placed there. When a third one is placed, the game is immediately paused, and the person who placed that receives the monocle of forgetfulness, which I think is fantastically named. This is simply to remind everyone that it is your turn still while we resolve all this stuff. What happens when we resolve these is we're going to turn the stack over, and then one at a time, each of these agents will be resolved. Okay? I haven't gotten into it yet, but as you might have guessed, we have 5 different agents, and they have 5 different special abilities. All right? But special abilities notwithstanding, all agents in Rome will receive, just for being in this pile, this spoil. These are the spoils for this city. In this case, you will receive a Da Vinci Codex, right? Because we're in Italy.
Italy.
Okay, you're going to take it and you're going to put it here on your library where you have room for 10 Da Vinci Codexes. And you're going to put it on the 1 side because it is worth 1 victory point. So you get it at the 1 side. All right? You will have abilities. I think all of our machines have a piece. We haven't built these yet, but I haven't gotten to the machines. But if this part of this machine is built at some point during the game, then when I take a Da Vinci Codex by gaining it as a spoil, instead of as a 1, I take it as a 2, which is the flip side. All right? So that's now worth 2 points at the end of the game. You only have room for 10 Da Vinci Codexes in your library. If you ever get one and you have no room for it, you basically just don't get it. Okay? All right, so you're going to get the spoil from that city. The spoil on top is a copper plate, right? Mm-hmm. It's a copper plate right here. That is a firepower, which I've not gotten to. This is a scientist. Those are these guys. We have already one here in our laboratories. We've kidnapped these scientists because we're evil, of course. A Da Vinci Codex, and this is a bolt. All right? So that's going to happen. Then I will resolve my special ability. I'll get into that in a second. Then blue will get a codex. Then green will get a codex. These will all come back to us, and they'll go face up in like somewhere over where we are. It's essentially our discard pile. Okay?
Right.
When you place your last agent and your turn is over, you will take all of your face-up agents and you will reshuffle them and you will form a pile again. Okay? That might be the agent you place last might return. If it's the third in a stack and it gets resolved, it comes back first, then you shuffle it. All right? So, let's talk about all the spoils before I get into special powers. The copper plates, these are the things you need to build your machine. You need copper plates and bolts. If you pick up a copper plate, you take one from the supply and you place it on any of your little copper plate circle spaces on your board. So for example, if I wanted to build these gardens in here, I'm going to place this copper plate here, and when I get a bolt on some subsequent turn and I put a bolt there, I will have built the gardens on my amazing aircraft. That piece will go right here. Okay? These will go back to the supply, and the bonus I will get for building these gardens, in this particular case, my firepower goes up 2. I haven't explained that yet, but basically every piece of your ship that you build gets you something. So that's the copper plate. That's a firepower. Like I just got here, this is our firepower. All right, this is called the Secret Service chart. This needle represents the good guys, and we want to stay ahead of them because we're bad guys. So moving up on this chart is going to be helpful for things that I will explain later. Scientist, this is simply capture a scientist. When that happens, you take one from the supply and you put it in your laboratory if you have room. We all have a laboratory that can hold 4 scientists, but in my case, my amazing aircraft has a space for 2 scientists. I can hold 2 more if I can unlock those spaces. In order to unlock them, on my machine, I have to build my fluke tail, and I also that will get me 1, and where's the other one? Over here. I have to build my navigation room. All right?
Okay.
In Nikki's case...
Siren.
Yeah.
And crew crest.
Yeah, we all have different, sort of a different mix and match. Rusty's is different because he can take 3 scientists in his lab, so he only has to unlock 1 to get it. As I said, each of our machines is unique from the others, and the abilities that you can get and bonuses are all sort of different. In addition to maybe not having room to take your scientist, there might not be a scientist to take. You are parts limited by the scientists. So if you get a scientist spoil and there isn't one here, then you just don't get it. All right? You are parts limited, I think, by the plates and bolts as well, but I can't imagine that that's going to be a problem. You have a ton of them in the game and they go back when you use them. All right? The codexes I've just explained, and the bolts work just like the copper plates. When you get a bolt, you basically put it on your board, and if it builds a thing, then you get that thing. All right? All right. Let's talk about our agents that we have. We all have the same 5 agents.
Oops.
Okay? The easiest one to understand is number 2. This is your number 2 agent. It's got the ×2 on it. I think of it more as a +1. When this agent is resolved, in whatever city it's resolved, you get the spoil, and then you get it again. So in this case, this agent here would get me 2 codexes. All right? So you're basically getting 2 spoils. All right? So that's what that one is. Let's do the henchman. Each of these cities has a mission. That's what this card is. It's a mission card. All right? These are the 5 starting ones, and then there are more here when these get resolved. In order to get a mission card, you must have your henchman agent in that city. First off, the henchman will get the codex spoil. And then, in order to get the mission card, you need to have the henchman and meet the requirements of the card. So, in this particular case, if I were here, I would need to have a codex in my library. And if I have a codex in my library, I will get this card, which I keep here in front of me, or off to the side, and it's worth 2 points at the end of the game. Okay? That's all the card is. They're all just victory points. And then a new card will be filled in. All right? I'll explain the cards as they come. That one, for example, in Moscow, if you have unlocked one of your scientist rooms, then you will be able to pick up that card. All right, if your firepower is 3 or more, if you have captured a building, I have not displayed, that's what these are, I have not explained that yet. And if you have any one of these building parts on your board, you'll notice your building part, like my fluke tail, is this little diamond in a square. So there's diamond in a square. So if I've done one of those, it's a requirement. All right? Some of the more advanced requirements is if you have, say, your machine has, say, 7 or more bolts or 4 more bolts. It's not the pieces themselves that are on, but it's the pieces on your board plus the parts you've built already. It's as if these were still there after you built the thing. We'll get into all those cards later. All right, so that's what the henchman does. Since we said capture a building, this is your gunner. He is going to try to capture a building. All right? This is what your firepower, your gunner uses your firepower. So when your gunner is in a city and it's revealed, you check to see, is your firepower greater than, equal to, or greater than the current Secret Service level? We all start much more than that. If that is the case, you then capture one of the buildings in that city. These are the buildings, all right? They are, for purposes of the game, essentially the same. Every city has a factory and a foundry and a university and a monument. And the monuments are specific to the cities, which is cool. There's the Colosseum and there's the old-fashioned White House, but they're just monuments. They're not. This is not any more different than this one in that case. And they're all worth 2 points at the end of the game. So you want to capture a building because they're worth 2 points, but they themselves come with spoils. The monuments all come with a mayhem token, and that is taking a mayhem token when you do that. Those are all worth 2 points at the end of the game. Or a scientist, if there is one and you have room for him or her, a copper plate or a bolt. Okay? So if your firepower is greater than the Secret Service, then you may capture a building. You are not required to. It's optional. You don't have to do it, but you will likely do it. If it's lower than that, then nothing happens. Then you don't get the building and nothing happens. Every time you capture a building, the Secret Service bumps up 1. That's your gunner. All right. Your engineer. We all have a special ability with our machine. My amazing aircraft engineer special ability, here it says engine room. It says gain the spoil of another city where you have any agents. Oh. Okay? So when the engineer activates for me, if I have agents in other cities, I pick one of them and I get whatever the spoil is for that city. Again, the spoil being, right, the bolt or the codex or the, okay? Yours is?
Gain a bolt or a copper plate.
Okay. Remember, the first thing that would happen with this guy is I would get a codex, because that's the spoil, and then the ability would activate. Lincoln, yours is?
Mine is my engineer becomes a number 2, so then I'll have 2 number 2s.
So basically, you have 2 number 2s. Your engineer is a +1 for whatever that spoil is in that city. And Rusty, yours is?
Mine is I gain a codex, or I transform a single codex into a 2-value codex.
So you flip a 1 to a 2, or you can get one.
Or I can get one.
Okay, so we all have a basic engineer ability. We also have 2 more engineer abilities that we can unlock by building those parts of our nefarious machines. All right? If I build my back cannon, for example, I get this green engineer ability, which is gain that spoil again. And if I unlock this blue one, and again, they don't have to be in that order. I could have done the blue one first. That is gain mayhem token. And when I do the engineer action, if one or both of them are unlocked, I will do all 3 of those things for my engineer. Okay? Nikki, what were your other 2?
Mine is choose any face-up unclaimed mission complete if available.
Which is to say, you can look at any of the 5 face-up mission cards, and if you have the requirements to complete them, you just do it.
Oh, all right.
I think our second one is all gain a mayhem token.
Mine is your engineer becomes instead any other type of agent.
Wow.
Right, so he's a +2 now, but he can be basically a wild card for you. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
My green power is that I would gain a scientist. And again, the blue power would be gain a mayhem token.
Okay, so that's the engineer. And then last but not least is the saboteur. The saboteur negates the agent underneath it.
Oh.
So if your engineer is under my saboteur, then
That's terrible.
first I will get a codex, and secondly, I will get nothing, because the power of the saboteur is it negates whatever the next one is. Now it's blue. You would get a codex, and then you would not get your engineer ability.
Ah.
Now, if you had a saboteur under mine, then and there was another disc under this, then this saboteur would cancel that one, which means this agent would get their ability.
Wow, okay.
All right? Additionally, a saboteur never cancels one of its fellow agents. So in this case, this saboteur does not cancel your number 2.
Okay.
All right, so what are these scientists that we're putting in our lab? There's a little thing right here at the bottom that shows what you use them for. Scientists allow you to take special actions, and you can only use one scientist special action per turn. All right? For one scientist, you spend a scientist at the beginning of your turn, in this case, and instead of placing whatever your face down one is, you can take one from your discard pile, the face up ones, and you can put that in a city. Everyone knows what it is, of course, but you can do it. All right? That's for one scientist. For 2 scientists, you can take another turn. You basically can place a second disc. All right? And for 3 scientists, you can just take a building. All right? And when you play 3 scientists to capture a building, you don't even consult this. So it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what the Secret Service strength is. It doesn't matter what your firepower is. You just take a building and you put it in front of you. And because you are capturing a building, you will get whatever the spoil is for that building. So, here's when the game ends. The game ends in one of 2 ways. If one of us completes our machine on the turn that we complete the machine, that triggers the end of the game, and everyone gets one more turn, including the person that triggered it. Or, if the Secret Service needle gets all the way to 12, that triggers the end of the game, and like I said, the person who triggered that, everyone will get one more turn with that person getting the last turn. All right? We will then resolve all of the cities from the top down. So all of the agents left on the board will be resolved, even though they're not in stacks of 3 anymore. And we'll resolve them in that order. And then we will simply add up our scores. Your scores are going to be 2 points for every building that you have. Whatever points your building parts are on your ship, 2 points for every mayhem token, and whatever points you have on your mission cards. And of course, the victory points on all of your codexes. But speaking of codexes, I forgot, there's another ability you can get, which is a special ability. When you get your 5th codex, you unlock another ability, which is instead of taking the top and placing it somewhere, you can basically, now you just have a hand of them. Okay. You can just choose whichever one you want.
All right.
All right? But still from the face down ones. Yes.
That's 5th codex book, not 5th value, correct? So
correct.
You could have 4 2s, but you still need the 5th book.
Correct. You have room for 10, and you need
half of them.
Half of them, correct. And I start with the scientist, right?
Yep.
Wow. All right. Ready? It sounds like a lot. I have a feeling it won't be as crazy as it sounds once we start, but who knows?
Clickety-clack, I like
Clickety-clack.
that sound.
Yeah, oh, I don't get this either. All right, here we go. All right.
Do we all do this simultaneous?
No, it's just turns. So I will go here. Done.
I didn't even look. Okay.
Copper plate's cool.
Okay.
Because it gives you, the stuff to build. That's what he's doing.
Yep. Please give Rusty the monocle of forgetfulness.
Don't forget Rusty.
All right, turn him over.
Because he was the 3rd.
So the first thing that happens is Nikki gets a copper plate.
Yay, copper plate. And I place it right now.
Yep, you place it on your board. And I didn't say this, but when you place a plate or a bolt on your board, you can't move it around. Once it's there until you build that part.
All right.
So she's placed in what's in your crew crest, and you play the engineer. Your ability is to gain a bolt or a copper plate. What would you like?
A bolt.
All right, go ahead.
And then I'll finish that off right now.
Yep. So go ahead and put it on your board.
Do I wrap it up? Okay.
Yep. You put it on your board right now.
I think that's the thing. No, that's a 2. I need
There it is.
Dude with a 3.
Yep.
And that goes like this.
Yep.
Now, what do these do?
They go back to the pile.
Okay.
Because you've spent them. And you have unlocked one of your scientist spaces.
Right.
So you have to just remember that.
Okay.
But that means you are able to fulfill that mission card now.
Okay.
If you want later. And that's 3 points at the end of the game.
Okay.
And you get this back. It goes face up in front of you in your quote-unquote discard pile. All right, Lincoln.
I get 2 plates.
Yep. Because you played your number 2 there.
Number 2.
All right. And you finished what over there?
My weapons bay.
And what does that do?
Unlocks a
Scientist and gets points?
Yep, it gets me 2 points.
Nice.
And Rusty?
I am claiming a building.
Ah, okay.
I'm actually going after claiming one of the buildings here.
Well, it's not a question of going after. It's just a question of it was on your top of your stack.
What?
But I know what you're saying. Take a copper plate first.
Copper plate.
That happens first. That's the order of that.
And I will place that, here. That sounds good.
Okay, claiming a building, you're a gunner, you have more to this, so which building would you like?
I'm going to go with a furnace.
All right, please take a copper plate with that furnace.
I will.
And because you successfully took a building, this bumps up 1.
I am taking this here, which will complete my steam turbine.
Yep. Now you have your extra engineer ability. And please take your agent back, face up in your discard pile. Who's got the monocle of forgetfulness?
Oh,
Rusty.
I think I do.
Okay, so that is the end of your turn. It is now
turn.
my turn, and I will place right there where you guys just were. So I can get a copper plate myself later.
In your head?
Maybe. Well, actually not maybe. All right, that's my turn. Nikki.
Okay. Sure.
All right, give that man the monocle of forgetfulness.
I've forgotten it already.
Here we go. Boom. So I get a bolt, which I am going to put here. And then I engineer, gain a spoil of another city where I have an agent. I have an agent up there at the top. I'm going to take a copper plate for that and put it here in my chamber. That completes that chamber for me, which is this piece. These go back. Lincoln, you get a bolt.
A bolt.
And you can use your
bolt. There you go.
You can use your gunner if you want. You have more firepower than the current thing. Would you like one of these buildings?
I will take the bolt one there, factory.
Factory.
Gives me a
2
bolt.
points and a bolt.
Finishes up my cannon 2.
Okay.
I built it before cannon 1, I guess.
Yep. Doesn't matter. As long as you build it.
Yeah.
And that goes into your face-up discard pile. And you again. Take a bolt.
Take a bolt.
And your engineer ability, which is what? It's a number 2, right? Your engineer's a number 2.
Yep.
Okay, so take another bolt.
Take another bolt. Yeah. Logistic, I guess.
And this goes face up in your discard pile. And you have the monocle of forgetfulness, so it is Rusty's turn. All right. I like that monocle. It's very nice. And kind of needed. There are a lot of games where you really need something like that.
I like Washington, D.C.
Down here.
Jeez.
He's evil.
Well, let's do this while I can. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
All right. Monocle of forgetfulness, please.
You got it.
I apologize, Nikki. We're going to draw it at some point, but I believe
Yeah.
this is my saboteur.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Oh, because you have yours too? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So I get a codex.
No, it's firepower.
Oh, firepower. I'm sorry. I can't see with firepower. And
Shouldn't that have bumped up one more as well?
Only if you're
you stole a
took a
building.
building, yeah.
He did
Yes.
steal a building last turn. Thank you. Okay, so I get a firepower and I negate whatever yours is underneath.
There you go.
Yours is saboteur. You get a firepower. Hey, this is exactly my example.
It is.
And
now
so
you
you're
get to do
negated,
it.
so I get to do this. I gain a firepower and a building. Is there...
What do you need?
what do I need? I don't know. Give me a bolt. Which one's the bolt building?
Factory.
All right, factory gets me a bolt. And that bumps this up by 1.
Yeah, what happens?
Nothing. Done. The monocle of forgetfulness is in front of me, so Nikki, it is your turn. You have to have equal to or greater to capture a building, so all of us can still capture a building right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's the benefit of the scientists?
We haven't used them
Oh,
yet,
yeah, you
but
could just use them.
you could spend 1 right now to use one of your face-up ones.
Right.
You can spend 2 for an extra turn. You can spend 3 to just take a building.
Washington, D.C.
All right, here we go. Rusty, take a bolt.
A bolt.
And Saboteur. So, Lincoln, take a bolt.
Yep.
And no henchman ability.
Yep.
And Rusty, take a bolt.
A bolt.
And do you have at least one of these built?
I do. I have the circle built.
You get this card. It's going to be worth 2 points at the end of the game. This goes here. There's the technically you have the monocle of forgetfulness. Here's the new card. All right, well, there you go. In that case, it's just specifically you've built one of the X spaces. And it is my turn. I have to place this last one somewhere, and it will be here. And I'm done.
All right.
I do get these back on my next turn.
Can I place on top of myself?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Can and probably should if people let you.
Well, I don't. We'll see. I don't know.
Here we go.
What I'm doing.
Monocle of forgetfulness. Rusty, take a scientist.
And I will take another scientist as well, as I have
That's your
my
engineer ability?
green.
Okay.
And my engine room is to gain 1 or transform a codex. So I will gain 1 as I don't have 1.
All right.
Thank you.
Nikki,
Yeah.
take 2 scientists, which you
Yep.
can do because you
Yes.
have unlocked. That's that. And then
You don't have a codex,
you can take another scientist.
which you can't do, can she?
Nope, because you haven't unlocked the other one, right?
I didn't.
Do you have a codex?
No.
You do not, so the henchman ability does not happen.
Okay.
But you did get all your stuff. And Lincoln, it is your turn because the monocle of forgetfulness is here.
Oh, I don't. These are all face up. I still have 1 on the board. Do I shuffle this now?
Yes, at the end of
Okay.
your turn, which, by the way, I didn't do.
Okay.
If it happens, it might. It's more likely to happen in a 3 or a 2-player game. But if on your turn you have no agents to place, you choose any stack on the board and resolve it.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
And it is Lincoln's turn.
Yes.
I will go there.
It's not. It's not DC. What's going on here?
No, it's
I will
not.
go
I'm done.
here. Perfect.
Monocle of forgetfulness is in front of you.
In front of me!
Times 2. You get 2 plates.
2 plates.
2 plates.
2 plates that beat as 1. I guess I need, in case I get scientists at some point. All right, I'm building that, so that guy comes back. Lincoln, you're next. What do you get?
I get a plate because It's the saboteur, unfortunately.
Oh, you're going to sabotage me?
I don't really want to.
Nope, that's totally fine because go ahead and flip mine.
You're a saboteur as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And you get a plate as well.
Yes. I actually put it there on purpose because I didn't want to hit somebody with it. That's how lame we are.
Okay, so I finished my tail.
All right. I guess I want the gardens.
The tail is this one.
Do you have an extra
These are
bolt
my
sitting there
engineer.
in front of your...
This one? Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
flip it.
yes.
Monocle.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, red.
Times 2.
2 for red firepower. Bada boom, bada boom. The end.
Nikki.
One-
Nikki, you get 1 firepower.
Yep.
And
2 mayhem points.
I get that card, right?
if
Oh, yeah.
you can fulfill it,
I can.
you can.
Unlocked and
Yep.
ton of mayhem.
I get a firepower,
Yep.
which is good.
Nope.
Wrong one. Yep, good.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can take a building.
Yep. Well, you could anyway. You were equal to or greater than.
Okay.
It's fine. But you do want to move ahead.
Yep. What do I need to do here? I have both of my scientists unlocked. Yeah, let's just go with this one. I'll take a furnace.
And a
A
plate.
furnace, which finishes my
And that
logistics.
And that bumps this up. What does he get for logistics?
I get to unlock a scientist
Okay, cool.
and a fire 3 points.
Okay. And you have the monocle, so
Rusty's turn.
it is Rusty's turn.
Oh, yes, I should look at that and
Yep.
decide.
It is easy to forget.
It is.
It's because it is the monocle of forgetfulness. Is really.
Oh, wait, hang on. New card.
Yep.
All right. You have to have 5 bolts.
On your board.
Yeah, but not physically. So, for example, right now I have 1 because I built this already. Like anything you previously built, those
Counts
count.
toward it? Okay.
Yes. But I only have 1.
Yeah, I know.
So, all right, Rusty.
I have gone into London.
Oh, I guess I want to go here, here. Done.
Okay.
Down here?
Down
Yeah.
here.
Here we go.
Monocle for Lincoln.
Monocle of forgetfulness. All right. I gain a bolt.
A bolt.
And interestingly enough, I don't have an Xbox, so I can't do the thing.
No Xbox.
Even the bolt won't allow me to do the Xbox thing, right? I'll do the gardens. Oh, no, that's not a bolt. That's a bolt.
It's double-sided.
Ah, I did not know. I did not remember that. I knew the codexes were. That's pretty cool. All right, I'll get the fluke tail and be done with that. All right. 2 bolts for blue.
Fantastic. That will finish my death turbines.
Okay.
Death turbine.
And what does that get you?
That gets me 2 firepower.
Oh, okay. You are blue. 1, 2.
Those go away. Done.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, well. Dumb. And green. Take a bolt.
I can be anything I want to be.
Oh, yeah. All right, so you get 1 bolt, and then what do you want? You can capture a
The
building.
bolt here.
You can fulfill the mission card. You can take another bolt, or you can sabotage the person underneath you.
Myself. I'm at equal level as the firepower.
So you can capture a building if you want.
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay, which one? Points, scientist, copper plate.
Another furnace.
Copper plate. And this bumps up 1. You get this back. Hey, the monocle is here. Rusty, it's your turn.
I am now targeting London.
Oh. Are these all face down?
They are.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see if you sabotage me. Let's see what happens.
Sabotage-y.
Let's see what happens.
Diabolical sabotage.
And you get the...
He's got it,
monocle
yeah.
for
Go
death.
ahead and flip it.
I will get a
Plate.
copper plate, which
Yeah.
I will place there.
You're at plus 3.
I'm at +3, so I complete that.
All right.
This is to steal a building. I am equal to, so I will steal London Tower Bridge. Well, that's Big Ben.
Big Ben.
That's
Yep.
Big Ben, and I will.
It's not really Big Ben.
And that bumps up.
That bumps up.
I mean, it's
Okay.
Yes. Now what happens?
Flip it. Oh, don't flip it. What is it?
That's you stealing a building
Oh, no.
if you can.
Oh, wait. Oh, I can't do it. I needed a bolt because the bolt would have got me 2 firepower. All right. Copper plate. Geez, I don't even need that many copper plates.
I know you start to run out of
Oh,
spaces.
this
for
was
it.
dumb. I should have built the bolt here and done that last turn, but I didn't. All right. Unused.
There you go.
Now what?
And this comes back to my reshuffle. That was my turn. It is now your turn, Nikki. And a new card. All right. One of each.
Now what happens that the 3 of you are below?
You just saw what happened. I was not able to steal a building.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Should look before I put it. Garusty. Garusty. He's back in London.
All right. Shoot. Do I want to do it? 2 of me on that. Yep.
Here we go.
Monocle for Nikki.
Monocle of Forgetfulness.
I forgot what I put there. It was so long ago.
Take a codex.
Okay, just a number 1.
Yep.
It can easily be that.
All right. And would you like to steal a building?
Yes, I would.
All right. Which one?
Oh, they're all so neato. What do I got coming to me? Let's do a copper plate. So that
Okay. That bumps
Furnace.
this up 1.
furnace. Well, I meant it
No, I
gets
know.
me a
I-
copper
yeah, I know
plate.
exactly what
so
you
I
mean.
get it right now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, let's do. Well, do I want to build up to something or do I want to just do it? Yeah, I'll do my siren right there. So I will build it.
Okay.
You also shuffle all your stuff. Stuffle.
Yeah.
Not until the end of her turn.
Yeah, I know, but
She's gonna get this one, too.
One.
oh, that's true. That's correct.
There we go. And used.
Okay.
Done.
Codex for me.
That unlocks another. So now I have all of my laboratories unlocked.
Cool. I have stolen a building, so I get this card. End of that. And take a codex again. And what is your engineer's ability?
Engine room.
Yep.
I gain a bolt or a copper plate.
Okay, what would you like?
What's on the board so far with people? Yeah, okay. I will take a bolt.
All right. And this goes back, and now shuffle them all after you figure out where you want to place your bolt.
Oh, let's build up to something. This one. Oh, it's a bolt. There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. Shuffle all 4 of them. And that was you, and now it's Lincoln.
Yep.
I will go there. And I think
Yep.
I'm going to spend 2 scientists
To go again.
to go again,
Okay.
which means I now need to shuffle these real quickly.
Yep.
All right, and I will go here again to Rome.
Okie doke.
If you want to.
I am going to go here, so let's do that. All right, flip it. Flip it good.
Engineer.
Yellow, you got it.
Get a firepower.
I get 2. Done. Next. Do you have 5
Yeah,
bolts?
I got
Well,
easily
take a
5.
firepower first. You're green, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that is it.
Yep. Hey, I'm going to get a firepower, and I'm going to steal a building. While I'm there, and I'm going to take this one
Okay.
with the exciting
Scientist.
scientist on it. And I'm going to take that. And I am done.
We need 2 cards out,
Oh,
right?
we do? Oh, sorry. Forgot that from last time. 3 codexes and 2 of those type of parts on your machine.
Okay. 2 of those types of parts. That.
Flip it. Monocle.
Yep.
All right,
Kills
Red.
that for me. But you
will.
get a copper plate.
Which I will place here and triggers that.
I get a copper plate
Okay.
that Rusty took away from me 1. And I build my firepower
What do you get? How many?
3.
1, 2, 3.
I build my cannon. Yep.
Did I move this after I stole a building? I don't think I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buildings, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be there. Go ahead.
Okay. Engineer, which
Is whatever you want it to
I
be.
want to steal a building. I'm
Okay,
gonna
we'll take a copper
sign-
plate first.
Yep, another copper plate over here,
Yep.
and I will steal. Man, do I want another? I think I want the option of a
Scientist?
scientist.
Take
yeah.
it, and this goes to here. All right.
Um,
That goes to your discard pile. Yes.
if you use one of your
And
scientists
you
or
can
3
teach
of
the
your
Rusty.
science
To steal a building.
to steal a building, but you're not
No,
Doesn't
you can
matter.
do it,
the
you can do it.
firepower
You may ignore that firepower restriction.
when it's the scientist.
Correct.
Okay.
I am going to take over Rome.
It's
It
all
is
you.
all
Yeah, you are.
Me.
All right, take a codex, which you get for 2.
I
Yes,
get
yes.
a 2 codex.
Yes. Your engineer is.
My engineer is to take a codex or transform a codex into a 2. Well,
You gain
since
2 points.
Since I get
Yeah.
a codex, I get a 2 codex.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also gain a
Scientist.
scientist.
Okay. There you go. All right. Is that one?
That is the end of that one.
Okay. Get a codex
All right.
and steal a building. You are
can't.
not allowed to
I
steal a
cannot
building.
steal a building.
Sorry about
Times 2
that.
codexes.
Take 2 codexes.
Wow.
Man, oh man.
What
That was,
are you
that was a
going
lot of
for?
points that turn. All right. There you go.
Thank you.
I didn't want to go there because I was worried he had the canceller there. So I was like, eh.
You have the monocle.
Yeah, it's Rusty.
Oh,
It's
that was
my turn ended. That was Rusty's
that's-
turn.
We all know that was he took it
Okay.
all. He took it over.
Oh, that's right.
He took it over.
I don't like what my next token is. It's not what I want right now.
Well, if you had 5 codexes,
What ends the game?
like Rusty does,
I
someone
can
finishes their machine, or this reaches 12.
Right. I'm 3 parts away.
Yep.
Not that I'm close.
Okay, here, go here. Done. Oops, done.
Okay. Shoot. This is bad. Bad news.
All right.
Monocle.
Monocle goes to Lincoln. Nikki.
Yes, sir.
Saboteur.
Don't even remember what I put there.
You get a bolt, though.
A bolt.
End turn. I do not get ×2, I just get a single bolt. But I will put it here and build my gardens,
Oh, another.
and that gets me
Yeah, it was what it came
2
up.
firepower.
Yeah.
So I get a bolt.
Yep.
And I took the bolt.
Yep. All right. That was you have the monocle. Rusty, it's your turn.
I will go.
Someplace?
I will go back into Rome. Perfect.
Sure, because the codexes are. Yeesh. Whatever this is.
Come on, Dave.
Done.
Come on, Dave.
Shuffling it up.
I don't know what it is because I last one.
All right.
Flip it.
Monocle for the Lincolns.
Yep. Sorry, Nikki, it was what I had.
I hate you so much. I
You did it to
really-
me. You just did it to
really
me here.
do.
I have room for a 3rd scientist, so I'll take it.
Boo! All right. Do I at least get a scientist?
Yeah. You always get whatever the spoil
Okay.
is.
I just don't get to take the card. Dang it.
Right.
I was waiting for that lady to come
Right.
up so I could get that card.
Right.
I can't plunk a building, but it was what was left. So I get a scientist.
Sure. Ooh, the last one.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
And then
You get that back.
And I'm going to spend those 3 scientists
Okay.
to take a building.
Yep. That's going to bump
Sweet.
this up 1.
Yeah. And I need copper plates, so I'll do that again. And then I finish my skull mask. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Which is the book flipper.
The Codexy one.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
And that is it. And I shuffle all these.
I will be going after
Rome
Yourself?
Rome
again.
again.
Yeah, of course, because
You
each of those
crazy
codexes
person.
it's 4 points minimum
Monocle.
unless there's a saboteur here, and there isn't. All right,
Of course not.
Nikki, take a codex.
Yeah. Okay.
And you cannot capture a building.
Nope.
Rusty, take a codex. And I believe you have 3 codexes.
I believe
At
it
Oh,
least.
he's going to kill us, man.
Yeah, probably. And then Rusty, take 2 more codexes. Yeah, we needed to put a saboteur there before he got there.
Well, he's
It's
going to
hard
get 1,
because
but
you have
still
to
2
have it,
points.
yeah.
But you have to have it. That's true. Oh, new card. All right.
Is it everything you hoped for?
The
Beef.
5 copper plates. 5 copper plates.
In a fountain.
And a fountain. What?
I'm going here.
At the top, please. Oh, I do this now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, shuffle now.
Washington, D.C.
Oops, sorry.
Quite all right.
I'll go there too. All right, here we go.
We'll take a bolt.
I hate you so much.
It's probably what he had.
Oh.
What a...
I know, but it's still just so frustrating. Here you go.
Bolt.
I took my bolt. Thank you.
I get a bolt and only 1. My times 2 is negated. I'm so sad. Done. And Nikki gets a bolt. All right. It's not what he had. He's got a hand of things. He did that on purpose.
People
that's
say
fine.
he's a spoiler, so
That is the game. That is the game.
he laughs at that, though.
The evil laugh. He's
I know.
got the
It,
evil
he is,
laugh.
it is evil. It is
Okay,
game about
Nikki,
being
you're an
evil.
engineer.
Nikki, take a copper
Yay.
plate first.
I will. All right. What resolves first? Because I
Oh,
just
could you
finished
just
this
finish this
building,
thing?
and it is going to be an upgrade for.
I believe that when you
my
acquire
engineering.
the correct parts, it is immediately built. That's what I believe.
So I finish this. I do
Yep.
my Bombay.
Yep.
Bombay.
I see what
which
you're saying.
is
And
the
you're
green
going to.
upgrade for
Yep.
the engineer.
I like it.
Here.
If that's not the rule, it should be, because you should be rewarded for making that happen.
Now I get this. Can I choose?
You get them. No, you get them both.
Oh,
First, you gain a bolt or a plate.
wow. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay. And then choose any face up unclaimed mission and complete it. So the one I've been trying to get,
There you go.
I'm getting. Now, that was for that one.
Yep, that
chip.
goes away. Yep.
Yep.
All right, green.
Yeah, it's an engineer, so I can.
Well,
do
you get a copper plate to start.
Yep. Do that one. And, well, I guess I could do. I have this, right? Easily. I have to have one of each. Is that correct?
Yep.
Well, maybe I have it easily. Maybe I don't have diamond. Diamond in the rough. Where is it? Skull mask. I got it. I don't have the X, it looks like. Oh, no, I have the tail. I have an X.
Okay.
A circle, weapons bay, and a diamond. And I have it. Okay, then I'll do that one.
So you're making him the mission guy and you're
Yep.
claiming it. Okay.
Yep, and I cannot steal a building, which I can't.
Okay. But you get a copper plate.
Yep. And that goes there.
New mission card here. 2 of those. And a new mission card up there. You have to have one of those 2 monuments.
Rusty, you.
Ah, my turn. I will go into Washington, D.C. again. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go here.
Go, Nikki.
And I will use my 3 scientists.
To steal a building?
No, I'm sorry. I will use my 2 scientists to go again. And I will go here. So here we go. Monocle of Forgetfulness. So I get a codex, and I think I have 5 copper plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
All right, so I get this.
Just go
Codex. Steal a building, which I can do, and I'm going to take the bolt for that, which finishes my fin sail. And then I will take a codex, and my engineer ability is one of these chips, and gain the spoil of another city where I have another agent, which I don't.
Wow. Okay.
So there you go.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
Shuffle them up.
This goes up
Yep, because I took a building. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do 3 scientists to take a building.
Okay, which one do you want?
I'm gonna whatever can get me some copper. Are there any coppers
Nope,
left?
not a single one.
Let's do a bolt. Take that one.
Okay,
Bolt.
and that goes up because you stole a building. All right, done. Lincoln.
DC?
Okay, Rusty.
Oh, let's go DC.
Here we go. Monocle of Forgetfulness for
we need
Rusty. Yep, a new card. Sorry.
Forgetfulness.
All right, if you have one of those.
So I will get a bolt,
Yep.
and then I will
Engineer.
engineer. I will actually
Flip one.
transform that, and I will gain a scientist.
Okay.
And I believe that was the bolts.
Yep.
Which will go. Yeah, let's put it there. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lincoln, take 2 bolts.
Yep, I'm going to finish my menagerie.
Okay, doke. Is that the whole thing?
Nope.
You got one part left?
Yep.
There you go. Rusty, take a bolt,
I will.
and you cannot steal a building.
Cannot steal a building.
So there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that was your turn. So I will go. Huh? There's a guy. There's a guy? Ugh. These are terrible. What do I need? I'm not even looking at my thing. Okay. I'll go here.
I'm gonna use a scientist to take one of my
Face ups? Yep.
And my face up is gonna go to at the top, London.
Okay.
I go there.
I'm in London.
I'm going to go there again.
Oh, I gotta shuffle my one.
Yep.
Okay.
The forgetful.
Here we go. Green. Saboteur. Take a codex.
Yep, right here.
Blue. You get a codex, and that's it.
And that's it.
And a green. Take a codex.
I can't solve that one.
And you don't have one of those? All right. Rusty, if that's your real name.
Okay.
But
Flip it.
Forgetfulness.
Sorry.
Is that the order?
That
Yeah.
was the
I
order.
messed it all up.
all right. Take a what? A copper plate?
Me? Yes, copper plate. That will finish my gunner bay,
Okay.
which gets me 3 firepower.
3 for blue.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Okay. And your engineer ability is to,
Choose any.
well, you're going to gain one of these 2,
Okay.
a bolt or a plate.
Let's get a plate.
Okay. You can do them in any order, by the way. You didn't have
Okay.
to do them in the order I just said, but
Choose any face up.
yep.
I have. Oh, I don't have that.
Did you ever get a box? Did you
Never.
finally finish a box?
No, I didn't, but I got this one,
2 diamonds?
which is silly because
2 times copper plates. This
Yep.
will complete 2 things for me. The first one here,
Exciting.
and the second one there. This is that. And that. And I will get rid of him.
Yep.
And then a copper plate,
Yep.
which I will place here. And I do complete that as I do have Big Ben.
Take it.
All right. Thank you.
New card. New card. Oh. No, just any 5. 5 pieces of your ship.
Okay.
So you have 5 pieces. So there you go. You're in good shape. That was your turn, correct, Rusty?
That was.
Okay. Will I be able to steal a building is the question. The answer is yes. So I'm going to go here. Here we go.
All Dave.
All Dave.
You're going to nix yourself.
I get a bolt. To be here. No, you
No, you
cannot
can't
nix
nix
yourself.
Dang
And then
it.
I get 2 bolts, which fills the head of my ship, which gets me 3 firepower. And then I can steal a building, and I will steal the scientist or the points. Again, a scientist. And that goes up again. I get a scientist, and I will use these scientists to take an extra turn, and I will place this here. Done.
Go, Nikki.
All right. Yes, up at the top, please.
Yep.
There you go. I will go here, but I will use 3 scientists also to steal a building.
Okay.
And
Which one do you want?
I'm going to take the bottom one.
All right. You get one of these, and that triggers the end of the game. We all get one more turn. Remember, these will all resolve.
Right.
Okay? Everything that's out there will resolve. So that's a bolt, right? Do I even care about building my ship? I just want points. So I guess this could be points.
Make
Done.
that work.
And there's no even reason to shuffle because I don't get to do anything else. Wow, we have no scientists.
No.
All right.
Oh, Rusty
Use
just
them.
spent
Up
his.
top.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll do that.
Okay, this is going to resolve first. Lincoln, take 2 codexes. They're small. I will get a codex, and
Like it.
and I get one of these from my engineer, and a spoil from any other city that I'm in, which is here. So I'll take a bolt, though I don't think it's going to matter because finishing things is not going to make any difference to me. Okay, and then Lincoln, take a codex.
Yeah, I don't have the.
Okay. There you
what
go.
Popped up. I wanted to be an engineer. That would
Yep.
be awesome.
And my last action will be to place
Here?
in the codex. Yep.
Do you have room for it? Oh,
Yeah,
you
he's
do.
got one
One
more.
more.
All right, so starting from the top, they resolve in order.
You've canceled yourself, Nikki. No.
So she gets a copper plate,
Yep.
Okay.
and she gets a 2 more copper plate again.
Yep.
And then her engineer ability.
another copper plate for my engineer ability.
Yep.
That gets me the gallery supplies, which is a 5-pointer thing.
You have an X.
Yeah,
So that's at least 3 points. Take that.
Yeah.
got it.
We're resolving the end of the game, so I actually don't believe this gets filled in.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's going to hurt me, so we're going to deal
So
with
you
it
get
later.
2 firepower, Nikki P.
Yeah. Doesn't do much now.
Right.
Nope. And red firepower, but you get your engineer ability, which is?
My engineer ability is to transform
Yep.
or gain 1 or, so. I
Sure.
gain 1.
Sure. All right, Blue.
Yeah.
Hey!
I did that already.
It's
Yeah.
the mission card.
You have one of
Sweet.
each?
Yep. Well, take a scientist. Not that it matters. And there's your mission card.
Wonderful.
And that goes that. Hey, Rusty. Whoops, sorry.
You get a.
Gain a codex. And you can't steal a building. I can't fill a mission card because there isn't one there. I think that resolve
turn,
the end, it's
yeah.
all one giant
Yeah.
thing. So,
Well, there you go.
all right. So, 2 points for buildings. Whatever your codexes are. The buildings you built on your thing that are worth points.
That's just the skull guy, right? The
Yep.
skull head?
Yep. The cards, and then these guys. Well, I got mine.
Okay.
All right, you go first, because I think you and I are fighting out for the bottom.
34.
Oh, you beat me, 32.
37.
47.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, the Codex thing was huge.
Yeah.
Well, and not being able to end the game. What'd you have, Dave?
32.
32. Yeah. Well, what'd you think, Nikki P?
This was cool. I liked having to choose your actions with these little chips.
Yeah.
Choosing these guys and not necessarily having it resolve right immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And having to remember what you did and hoping the card that you wanted would still be there when it finally did get resolved. All of that was really neat. Working with the cards, there was always something to choose from. I never felt like I was particularly stuck. There was always something to do and something to think about. So, and these little bits are really cool.
Yeah, they really did a nice job on all the minis. They're really fun. It looks kind of like, to me, style-wise, is the Despicable Me stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
these are bad guys,
Total-
right?
Well,
so, yeah.
this dude,
Yeah,
it's not him, but
Yeah,
there was
definitely.
definitely
Gru.
a feeling.
But it's fun. I thought it's really hard to like figure out what's best. So for me, I ended up not wanting to end the game. The problem is it lets him score, right? So
Yeah.
do I want to end it or not? And I was like,
Could you
eh.
have ended the game sooner?
Well, I would have been 10 points back. If I didn't do this, I would have been at 27 points. Right? Right. So I don't know. I mean, there's no way. I mean, he finished some building, but it wasn't that much. He gained 2 points here. He got probably one more of these at least.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't want to add up everybody's try to figure out their points. But I mean, I don't care. It doesn't ultimately it doesn't really matter. I'm just like shooting to see if I can maximize what I do. But yeah, I built so much stuff so quickly. This was easy, but it was like it gains me no points. What's the purpose other than ending it? And I'm like, I think I'm behind him. I might as well try to score.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have had to get 5 more of these and maybe finish some of these, which I don't know that I can do. You know?
Well, Rusty did something that I will admit I didn't
See?
that I didn't bother to do right away because I was just trying to have fun with the placements, which was, you know, it's an engine building game, right? So one of the things you want to build is the engine building stuff.
Well, that was why I was building firepower, because I was stealing buildings. I was gaining stuff at 2
Right.
points plus getting parts that I needed. You know, I don't know that it was the best path, but it was pretty neato. I liked this. This was really cool. He did it pretty early, not early quite enough, and then he flipped that one over at the end to gain an extra point.
Well, I looked over at one point and I thought, Rusty's only got 2 pieces of his ship built, and that's all he did, and he just focused on everything else.
Well, but then he
and that
finally
was cool.
had time to do it, right? That was the thing. I
Right.
just decided it was like, can I gain the points? I mean, because he gained probably 10 points by doing that. He had only like 1 piece at one point there, maybe 2 pieces. When, you know, I don't know if that was in your, like you were thinking.
No, that
there.
was clearly your plan, right?
Well, I mean, I found that I was having a great deal more difficulty getting the pieces I needed to build, so I focused elsewhere.
No, that makes sense.
I mean, because I noticed that every time I
What was it
trying-
that you? Why were you having a hard time? What was it that you just weren't? That nothing was attractive, or you couldn't complete things with the discs you had?
with the discs that I had early on, the discs weren't.
That's the hard part. Is getting discs that don't do you much, but gain
Yeah.
the resource in that spot, right?
Right.
That is tough. I didn't get hit by that too much. I had a couple where I had like a building where I couldn't.
The saboteurs.
Well, the saboteur ultimately, I maybe hurt somebody once. you
I
know
got
what mean?
hit 3 times.
Yeah, it's not
But
fun. No.
I don't really care because I mean, I came in last, but I didn't become in last partly because of the saboteur, but I don't think it was because of the saboteur. I came in last because I did not build
Well,
the
you were
right...
so close on
I
your
did
ship,
not
but you
build the
didn't.
right things
But look how much
first.
cheaper it is for you to build your book flipper. Two copper plates and a bolt. Ours is more expensive.
Yep. Yep.
What's
Yeah.
Nikki's book flipper?
Book flipper.
Same as the same. It's the same as the rest. So
Was-
Dave's is slightly
yeah.
different. But Rusty had the ability to store more scientists from the get-go, which was kind of interesting too. Although you didn't really take a crazy scientist path. I thought you might.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't get as many scientists.
I
as
kept
thought,
wanting to
but-
use the one scientist to do one of these face-up ones, but I never had them for the most
That you
part.
wanted.
This was weird to me. This was the weird part to the game for me. At several points in the game, I had nothing on the board. It was just really, really weird. I mean, I don't think that's the game necessarily. It's just the way this specific game went, right? That, like at one point I noticed...
Were you completing stuff on your own? Only
Well,
once,
one of my
right?
special abilities is to gain the spoil of another city where I have agents, except twice
Yeah, you
when
didn't
that
have an
came
agent.
up.
Yeah, there's only one on the board.
I never had a chance. I never was able to somehow spread out. And I looked at one point, like at the beginning of the game, I was pretty much everywhere, and
Yeah.
that was the only time that ever happened. But like Nikki always had 3 cities with
Well-
something in them. Now, granted, one of them sat there for a while,
Yeah.
so
there
it
was
wasn't
that.
doing you any good. But there's almost something to be said for the fact that that's cycling back the good agents that you might have, depending on what's the one sitting there, right? If the engineer is the one that keeps cycling back in, I'd almost rather have 4 agents on the board and my engineer in my thing and have that one keep coming back to me and no one ever releasing my other agents in a weird way.
I don't know. A couple times I had the one that collects the cards, and the card, whatever it was to get that card
Right.
changed, because someone nixed me with their thing or whatever. There were some where I was all prepared to be able to take the building, but then the building marker went up on somebody else's turn, so when it finally got flipped to do it, I couldn't take a building. So I don't know if having them sit there, like you're saying, is such a great thing either.
Right.
You know.
Well, the monuments are interesting. They're good. They give you 2 points.
2 points and a thing.
Rusty's the only one that took any.
What do you mean?
He's the only one that took the 2. These are the only ones that. These are the monuments, not the buildings. I mean, that's 4 points for each. Yeah,
Right.
But he's the only one that did it. For me, it was always like wanting to build something.
It was
right?
hard to pass up the engine. I mean, look, all
Yes.
the copper plate ones
Well,
are gone.
I took
Almost all
3
the
of
vault
them.
ones are gone.
He took 4.
And that was yeah.
To my point, the items that I was looking for building.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's interesting. I definitely like it. There's attention to it for sure. It's just the calculating part. Do I want to worry about it? I didn't. That's
Right.
the thing.
Right.
I didn't worry about it. There's no. I honestly felt Rusty. I mean, 20 points is great, right? That's
Yep.
that's the start of his engine there, right? If he can keep that going. But I do think you can't ignore it, right? You guys lost out on 4, and you lost out on 5.
Well, okay, so we don't know the game as well as we could, but for example, if you know you like when the minute Rusty builds that, right? You can spend a scientist if your face up's like this, if your saboteur is there. You can just take it and put it right there. Right?
But it's only taking 2 points away from him.
That's still
I mean, not even that. He's still getting the
that
book.
still means that his doubler can't go there
Right.
and get an extra one.
But that's
and that his
he's
engineer can't go there and get an extra one. It slows him down considerably.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought about it, but I was
it's-
having to draw
It also, if it comes up, right? Most of the time, I just want it. Usually, when it was the saboteur, I was just grabbing what I could build. You know, what I mean, I needed the pieces, and I thought about it. I mean, I thought about finishing this. I'm like, well, can I? And the thing is what was in my hand was the ×2. I'm like, well, I want 4 points. You know,
Sure, it makes sense.
I mean, I took 6 points, I think, on that with that placing that.
I had thought about that saboteur and trying to stop Rusty from getting certain stuff, but I didn't want to spend my scientists on doing that versus
Right.
being able to take a building since I was so far behind in the firepower or something like that.
Although you weren't. Look at
so
Rusty
I
and
was
I. Or no,
hoping-
that is you now. No. Who's red? Rusty and me.
Yeah.
We're at the
Yeah,
back.
but I got those 3 just now. I was 3 back
Right.
for a while. So I was hoping I would draw the chip to do that to Rusty.
Right.
But
Now, I don't know if it's an experience with us for this game, but it's possible that we may be wanting to look to try to spread out more like Nikki was doing to alleviate some of the issues where I was able to put 2 and 3 chips, put 2 and 3
Yeah,
agents
it just
in a
depends.
location at a time.
I did that
And-
too, right?
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
it once.
I had a chance to spread out, and instead I stacked 3 chips here.
But if sometimes
But I got
that's
good
because
stuff for it, right?
When it comes, I mean, more often than not, I was doing the 3rd chip. Like if
Right.
I could do the 3rd chip on my turn, I wanted to do it. And I don't know that was ideal, but that was basically what I did. Every time I had an opportunity to go for 3, I did it. If it was all low, then I had something that was valuable. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it someplace that will hopefully benefit me later. Especially if you can be the first one down, it's pretty. You're pretty safe, you know. You don't have the saboteur.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
messing you
I'm
around.
saying when I said earlier this particular game, right? There's going to be some groupthink to this game as to like it might probably right to put the third chip down, but it might be that you shouldn't do that.
I know.
I just don't know.
But it's also what you get in your hand, right? There's a lot of things that are determining what you should do, and I'm certain I didn't do the best thing every time.
All the more
but
reason
I did
to
okay.
get 5 codexes. I think the other reason that Rusty did so well was he had his whole hand to choose from.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. You know, for sure.
Forget that they were 2 points. Even if they were 1 point each, he still wins.
Oh, hey, I did have the 5 in the final end there.
Right.
But no, that makes total
Yeah, me
sense.
too.
Yeah. No, it makes total sense. I mean, having 5 to choose from 3 is great. Do you look at 3 or all of them?
You look at all of your chips as if they're, not your discard pile. Your chips just become a hand of cards.
Nice. Yeah, well, you can time it a lot better, that's for sure. But again, I mean, there was certainly on my part not placing on Rusty's piles, particularly here, because I didn't want it to complete, right?
Right.
So, I mean, and when at one point I thought he was there, I'm like, oh, wait a second, he's not there. Why am I not placing on the codexes? I can do them now. So that was my silliness. But I think that there's definitely some cool stuff going on here. And it's...
Well, this is interesting. You're here on this thing, and you have the most buildings.
I
at
started
5.
getting buildings at the beginning.
Yeah, no.
I specifically was timing
cool.
it while I could afford to do it. Because I think... my mind was I was never... How do you keep up on the firepower? I don't want to place here every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only way you would keep up on firepower. So I immediately went for it at the beginning. I did both of those.
Right.
And look where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not easy. And I thought, well, I'm never going to be able to keep up because I'm not going to want to place there every time.
Right.
Unless there's something beneficial that I had, like I could steal a building that I needed, if I had the right part. But that, you saw, I think twice I couldn't take the building.
Well, it wasn't steal the building. You go there with...
If I have the token
You
to
go
do
there
that.
with the henchman and you make the mission card, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you get a firepower and some
Provided
points.
I can even complete them, right? I did go there to get the 5 bolts, I think was there. I think.
I was just double checking.
Okay.
Your total? Okay.
That I had all
You looked like you had a point.
Oh, she wanted to make sure she claimed that properly.
wanted-
It was
yeah.
the same as mine.
I
It
was
took
just
me a while to
making
figure
sure.
that out.
Yeah.
Well, yours was if you had any of them, right? If you had just one of them, it's all slashes.
No.
I
That's
had to
5.
have one of each type.
Well, that's neat. And thanks for teaching us, Dave.
You're welcome, Lincoln, and thank you for watching this exciting episode of Game Night. And please consider subscribing if you have not, or ringing that bell. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay, ringing that bell
For notification.
for notifications.
I did.
Game Night!
Dave.